I am live. Let me see. Let me get my light together. That's so much better. All right. Let me do my sound check to be sure that everything is going according to plan. All right. Let's see here. Um, okay, let me check it out. Ali action free. Ellie, are you there? Present. Ellie is present, live, and in living color. All right. Okay. This is perfect. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Turkey sandwich, T minus 10. Hey, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Thank you for coming in. Welcome to the show. What's up, best TV show ever? My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Have a couple things going on at the same time. Just a moment, please, as I get stuff set up. It is April the 26th, 2025, and I'm going live on my webcam today. I don't know why I'm using the mouse because I could just poke this and I could just poke that and keep it going. Ambience, you guys, this stuff smells good. Thank you for coming in. So once again, it is April 26, 2025. It's a lot of days in this month. Do I have to scooch over so I can see myself? Today I wanted to do something different, and it's just to share words of encouragement. Um, Perhaps this video will be a small one, but once again, I really want to get on here, and I want it to be as comfortable as possible. And I just want to read some of the words I found on this article that's really nice to just give you guys words of encouragement because life can be hard. And I also want you to be reminded that words do have power. I know we all know how to talk, right? Yeah, we all know how to talk. But sometimes I find it weird that when I was at work, people were just talking to be talking. And it's like it's a lot of wasted words and a lot of wasted energy, right? I want to remind you that your words and what you say do actually have power and that you are important. And everything you do say, and I had to remind myself, you will be held accountable for, meaning in the law of what goes around comes around, you will be responsible for the words that come out of your mouth. So this is a soft reminder to let everyone know that, and also myself. Let me say shout out to best TV show ever. Thank you. I'm gonna put you are welcome. You are more than welcome. You are more than welcome. Happy to help. And let me put a trophy on there. Trophy. All right, thank you guys. So we have someone voting already. Let me get to the article. I did put the information in the description box already. I've got my makeup and stuff there. Excuse me. Already, girl. Yes. Today I'm just drinking room temperature water. So this is live from the webcam. I normally don't get much traffic on the webcam. I usually get most of my traffic on vertical. I want to be comfortable. In the description, you will see the link to where I'm reading. So if you want to follow along with me, you will be able to do as such. Once again, thank you for coming to the morning room. It is April 26th, 2025. Thank you guys for coming in. And before I get started, Let me do the cows in the chat song. This cows in the chat goes a little like this. Ooh, me, me, me. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. Brr. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. Brr. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all the living, breathing beings and species that are on planet Earth that we share. Because they said America is the great American pot. American pot. I think the Earth is the great melting pot. Welcome all to my show. This is the morning move. This is the time where we put cows in the chat, animals in the chat, and or your favorite animal and or your favorite emojis in the chat in general. I've already started it off, kicked it off by putting some cows in the chat because as you can see, I do like cows. They're cute. They're really cute. So I'll sing the song again because I had to put the other cows in the chat in here. Ooh, bing, 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 bing. Cows in the chat. 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 Yes, we have successfully filled cows in the chat. Please be advised that they said that cows are the reason we are suffering from global warming. I guess they have to place the blame on something or someone. This time they decided to place the blame on me. To be advised, all of you Georgians, we were going to have a high pollen count. I am so sorry for those of you who suffer with allergies and so on, but it says it right down here. Today is currently 66 degrees and it's going to be mostly cloudy for all of you who are out and about. Good morning. Thank you for coming in and welcome. It's going to be a high pollen count here. And it's so sad because folks' noses are so covered, and they have the mask on. There's this lady I know. She's really nice. She has red hair and she wears the mask because the pollen. Because if she don't, I think she'll be crying all day involuntarily because of it. So the air quality is 54. The winds will be 4 miles an hour. The humidity today, guys, will be 93%. Okay? So take care of yourselves out there. It's going to be a high pollen count. I want you guys to pull through on that. And once again, those are words of encouragement. Words have power. So in the description, I have the link if you want to follow along with me or share that specific article with your family and friends. I want to remind you that words have power. And what goes around comes around, especially in the realm of what comes out of our mouth. So I'm going to read some of the things that this article has just to remind you that even though words sound mundane, like you can do it, you got this, those words do help people. So I'm reading from thegoodtrade.com and it's titled 99 Words of Encouragement for a Friend Who Needs It. This wonderful article filled with beautiful words is written by Henah Velez. This was written / typed February 28th, 2025. Once again, if you want to follow along, you can. The article is in the description. And it says, feeling down is a part of life. And try as we might, there isn't always much we can do when our loved ones are sad or disappointed, even you guys. But according to a growing body of research, providing words of encouragement like positive affirmations can make a tangible difference. I know so. According to the New York Times, the best way to effectively offer verbal support is to validate your loved one's emotions as opposed to dismissing or diminishing them. So right she is. Then, if they're open to it, help them strategize solutions or next steps. Keeping that in mind, we've rounded up 99 words of encouragement you can offer when needed, whether to yourself, a friend, or family member. Sometimes when people are grieving or going through something, you may feel like words may not be enough, but your presence is weighty enough. Just being there. And then like she beautifully read, like Upon giving words of encouragement, if they're open to receiving, see if you can find ways to strategize. Don't be forceful though, but just let them know that you are there and express how you feel. In this article, she wrote slash typed, it's important to also remember that encouraging our loved ones verbally isn't the only way to reach to them in their time of need. Sending reminders and affirmations via text, sharing uplifting social media posts like on Facebook, or even sharing their accomplishments with others can help remind our friends of the positive impact that they have on our lives. Sometimes all it takes is a word or action to remind them that brighter days are ahead. And that is a promise. That is a promise. And you guys, I'm going to put some digital love in the chat. Digital love in the chat for everybody. And finally, she types, finally, if you or a loved one is thinking about other things beyond what we can do, there's a support number that you can call, and the number is provided there. She has a list of 99 things of positive affirmations and words that are discussed. I'm going to read some of them. Number one, the world is better because you are in it. And you guys, that is true. You are important. You are a living, breathing energy. Energy never passes away. So if you want to continue to make this world a better place, to do start with you, because everything you do radiates and magnetizes to the world around you, the animals around you, the air that we breathe. I want you to know your existence is very important. And if you are in the place where you're like, well, I don't care about everyone else, care about yourself and know that when you are breathing in and exhaling out, you are putting all that energy in and out into the atmosphere. If you're sad, breathe it out and know that the environment will clean up that energy and put positive energy back into you. You may not see it overnight, some do, but best be assured that positivity will come to you. Number two, I admire your ability to always stay optimistic, keep persevering, speak openly about what you're going through, and so on. It's okay to lighten the load. I also know that in this world, people are itching to know if you're struggling or not, but that's shame on them. If you are willing to find someone to vent to that you can trust, or even if you are taking a risk or going out on a limb to get your feelings out, your stresses out, knowing that these people might run and tell, and you're okay with that because you know that you are healed and that they have probably a bigger issue than you have because they're itching to spread the word that something's going on with you and be mean, that's a bigger issue they have to deal with. So I admire your ability to always stay optimistic, keep persevering, speak openly about what you're going through. Number three, better times are ahead. I can't wait to experience them alongside you, or to see better times flourish within your life. Not because you're impatient, because you're sick and tired of seeing them go through things, but because you really want to see them get to the other side of the track. Life honestly don't have to be this hard. It's the things that run this world that are making this hard for us. Please know that. So it's up to us to find ways to keep moving forward. Number four, I know you're hurting, and that's valid. I'm here to listen or to help in any way I can. Know that the way you feel is up to you. We don't have to tell you how not to feel. You are entitled to the way you feel because you are your own being. You're your own wonderful ball of energy. How you feel is how you feel, and you have to go through that process because that's the only way you'll be able to get through it correctly. Number five says you may not want to talk much right now, and that is okay. But I think it'd be a good idea to journal and write about your feelings right now. It may bring you some powerful reflection and introspection. I wrote in journals all the time because growing up, I didn't have anybody to talk to where I felt would understand what I was going through. I came to that conclusion because when I did talk to people, they just shooed me away like, "Oh, you're fine." I'm like, "No, I'm really telling you there is something going on." How you doing, Sound Waves? And thank you so much. And you're right, at your own pace. At your own pace. So I found writing in journals really helped me. And as I broke free from living under the roof of my mom and dad, I was more free to write in my journals and express myself in those moments of dark times for me because I knew that they weren't going to sneak around in my room and read the things that I felt at that time, but probably wasn't going to actually express. So I do encourage drawing or journaling. So once again, to say you may not want to talk much right now, and that is okay. But I think it'd be a good idea to journal and write about your feelings right now. It may bring you some powerful reflection and introspection. It helped me. Sometimes you may need writing prompts, so it offers, you can go on and strategize and offer him or her some writing prompts. Or you can get on YouTube and make private videos as well. I remember when I first started YouTube, before people really started getting into this, or at least in the African American diaspora, getting into mental health and not being ashamed to go seek therapy. I was hearing a lot of them say, just get on YouTube, make private videos to hear yourself, hear the words that are coming out of your mouth so you can sort through them better. Because sometimes it is hard to get out of our own head because we're not seeing the words actually stick. If you cannot see the words actually stick, it's like you're going to get on this hamster wheel of thought trying to get all of this stuff out, but it's just regurgitating back to you. So I do encourage on making videos, putting them on private, and sifting through your thoughts and your thought processes that way. It's really, really fun. And I actually think I should do that for myself. When I did senior year, actually, that's a podcast slash playlist. That's how I went at it with. It was just a voiceover type of situation where I talked about the rough patches of my high school year because they were difficult. And a reflection of where I am now versus today. And how I see that some of the situations that I was in growing up weren't all that good. Now that I have the actual vocabulary and the labeling of what those things are called that was happening to me are. So she writes for number 8, failure is usually because you decided to take a chance. That's nice. Remember this, everybody. Oh, please remember this, everybody. Failure is usually because you decided to take a chance. That's incredibly commendable. I know so many people growing up in my household, my family. For example, my mom. Well, she just decided to stand there and not take an action. So by default, she failed because she refused to try. And this is a true story, and it made me sad. So that meant I had to stop pouring into her to help her. Though that wasn't really my responsibility, I needed her to help me. But after she said that a couple of times, I was like, wow, I had to walk away from this. So once again, failure is usually because you decided to take a chance. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, your words do have power. And I want you to know that you are important. And even myself, I will be held accountable for the words that come out of my mouth because of the golden rule of what goes around comes around. So I do have to be mindful of my words as well. I have to also be mindful of what I say in my mind. If I see that what I'm meditating on for too long, like say I got into a situation where I got angry with the situation that happened a month or so ago, if I keep meditating on not being able to get past it, it can crystallize into hatred. And I can start speaking those words out. So I have to keep my mind in check. Sometimes at work, people can be so mean. For example, for me, people at work could be so mean to me for no reason, just because I'm always happy. So they make it their official business to try to want to get under my skin. But I had to remember what goes around comes around, and it will happen worse for them intentionally being mean to me. Number 9, think about how far you've come. Take a minute to celebrate that. I have to do that. I make sure I do that every night before sleeping. And I'm starting to do that more throughout the day. Troubles will come. They always will come as long as we're on this planet of Earth where there's bad that always exists. Troubles will always come. But think about all the things. Count your blessings. Beyond the fact that I have food in my belly and a roof over my head, let's look a little deeper. Let's say, look, I have access to the internet. So that means I have a lot of answers out there to my questions. The next thing I need to do is to ask how I can be directed to typing in the correct words to lead me to my answers. I have access to go outside and breathe the air. I live in America. Despite of how kooky it's going, there is always an opportunity for something to turn around. I had to tell myself also, there's opportunities all around me. Please lead me in the way I should go so that I can maximize this beautiful day that's been given to me. Let not any of my days and moments be wasted. Number 10, would you like me to check in on you tomorrow and again the following day? Here's some more healing words. Remember, this is what you are going through, not who you are. I lived a rough patch where I was going through a lot of things that should not have happened to me by way of poor upbringing by my household. I went through a lot of stuff that I should not have had to go through, quite frankly. But those things that I went through aren't who I am. Counseling or therapy or mental health resources has helped me through tough times like this. Can I help you find the same? I'll even go with you if that helps. That's a nice one. That's number 12 on the article I'm reading. You guys, that's a nice one. Whew. Now, speaking of counseling, I've had this situation happen to me. I believe when I was working at the library, the manager or the head librarian could see that life was hitting me left and right. I did want to go to counseling and therapy, but what scared me was the fact that I had this feeling that the therapist was going to go back and tell my parents what I said because I was still a minor at that time. I was young. I think I was suggested to go to therapy a couple of times in my life. Probably once when I was in middle school and once when I was probably in late high school. But once again, I was still considered a minor, and I was weary that the psychologist would tell my parents everything I said and what was going on in the house, that I would get in trouble from my parents, and I would lose what little bit of privileges that I had at the time. So that's the one and only thing that prevented me from going to seek therapy, actually. And that's a reflection of all the strong negative things that happened in our household that had me in that much of a fear of repercussion. Not the fact that in our neighborhood you were crazy if you went to a drink or something was wrong with you. I didn't care about that. People thought I was crazy anyways. But it was what my parents, my dad was going to do or say. He was really strict, and I wasn't ready to go up against that guy. Hang on, guys. I have a text message. Thank you so much for coming in. So I really felt compelled. That's a strong word, because I don't want to say led. I felt it was more than led. I wanted to just put some encouraging words out there for you guys. Your words have power. And if that's the case, that means you are important. Number 13, what's meant to be will always find a way in love and career and friendship. What is meant to be will always find a way. Remember in Jurassic Park, Part 1, life finds a way. Speaking of Jurassic Park, like 45,000 is slated to come out this summer, and I must see it. I like dinosaurs. Ah, number 14. When things don't work out, it's often a sign from the universe or God. I believe in God, that we're being redirected into something better. So number 14 says, when things don't work out, it's often a sign for the universe that we're being redirected to something better. Today is April 26, 2025. It is 10 a.m. It's 10:08 a.m. For those of you who celebrated, happy Sabbath. Happy Saturday to you all. Thank you so much for coming in. I must read number 13 again for you. If you're following along with me in the article in the description, it says, number 13 says, what's meant to be will always find a way. What's meant to be will always find a way. So what is meant for you will be for you. And I like to add on that to deter all obstacles that are going to come your way or trying to come your way, to leave them alone. Because what is meant for you is meant for you, and clearly the world can see that, and they'll try to deter you and hinder you or delay you from getting it. What's meant to be will always find a way in love, career, and friendship, and all things positive that you want. Number 15 says, just because you're going through this doesn't mean you have to experience it alone, and you want. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. You deserve it. You are here. A lot of us, for lack of a better word, a lot of us, including myself, right here by accident, according to our parents, or an oops baby. But I want you to know that goes beyond humanistic expression, because that's the only way they are choosing to express the situation in the physical realm of their dismay in their minds. Their minds are in a toxic state. As long as life has existed in that sense before you and I were thought per se, we were already written into the stars of being here. And that's the thing that they don't know. I recommend you watch the superhero shows, the Marvel shows, especially when they get into the diaspora talking about the metaverses. Timelines. Thank you, and so are you. Timelines, guys. Past catching up with the future, future going with the past. I'm getting emotional. People, you are not a mistake. Just know that when you watch the Marvel movies, there's so much truth in that. You already planned. It's just that many humans in their sad state of mind at that time can only comprehend to say that we are mistakes, accidents, or oops babies. But above all that, the one who rules everything already knew we were going to be here. So it's up to us to fight. And sometimes our fights are so big and unfortunate and not fair. It's just not fair at all when you see all you have to deal with. But I encourage you to fight because your existence is important. And we are connected. Which is why they're putting out so much toxic music. Everybody, you are loved. As cliche as that sounds, it's true. Words have power. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. You deserve it. I am reading from a beautiful article written by Henah Velez. She /wrote this on February 28, 2025. Just a moment. I need my plushie. Hey everyone. Isn't she cute? And my husband got her for me. Isn't she the adorablest little thing? And guys, that's how your spirits look on the inside when you're pure and happy. It's a reflection of how you look, like happiness. The world wants to ruin your inner happiness, okay? That's why life is so hard. And it's maybe additionally harder for you because that's just how much more energy you have to help be a light to people. Even homeless people, I don't want them to be homeless, but homeless people have given me words of encouragement. They have. Homeless people are so nice. I know I have to be careful, but homeless people are nice. Remember, homeless people did not start out homeless. So once again, I'm reading from a beautiful article written by a beautiful soul, Henah Velez. The article is typed 99 words of encouragement for a friend who needs it. /written on February 28, 2025. And that's this year. So I believe she's feeling the same way I'm feeling for her to write this and share this and put this out into the world. I'm going to say put this out to the universe because we are in the universe, planet Earth. That's what they tell us. So thank you for putting this out here. You guys, I don't know why I belch after drinking water. I belched yesterday a few times drinking tea. But belching is good, I can say, because it helps with the digestive. I'm going to send you a chat. Thank you so much at Sound Waves. Thank you so much. I'm going to give you a trophy and a wave. I'm going to type to you Sound Waves. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so are you. I wanted to just really get on here and share this with everybody. The way this platform is set up for me right now, this is the hamburger. You know, hamburger is for horizontal. Hot dog is for vertical. This is my horizontal stream. And I might pop back on here today doing the same video but vertical because I want this to really get out. But that's wherever I'm led to be. However, I'm led to go in that direction. I will read one more and wrap this up. I'm just so happy, y'all. We are in a time, guys, where our words are more effective now than ever before. Take heed of what you say. I pray that you find the words so you can stand up for yourself in a way that will give you the ground and the coverage necessary. for that moment and you become victorious. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. And lastly, I'll stop here. Number 17. Could we consider a potential reframe? One day, you'll look back at this time and see it as just the blimp in the great timeline of your life. What my husband taught me is to reset. If I'm having a bad day, and I do have bad days, especially when he met me, that was 10 years ago, I was just, my parents and family, they were doing more harm than good as I separated myself from them. Because the way they think is very unhealthy. My husband was like, look, you don't have to wait till tomorrow, LA, to start again. He said, why not start right now? Reset your day now. And he told me is what he would do to reset his day was start a fresh pot of coffee. Because symbolically, when you wake up in the morning and put Folgers in your cup, Folgers in your cup, that's like good morning. I'm waking up, right? Yeah. So that's what he taught me. Well, I better get ready to go. I had to make a run. I just got a text message. Thank you guys for coming in. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. You have a beautiful day. I have to tend to my family. I love you all. You are loved, and you are not a mistake.